You know that feeling, Marcus. It's Sunday night, you've made the perfect plan for the week, your new morning routine is mapped out, you know exactly what you'll do at the gym, you've even prepped healthy meals.
The perfect plan, color coded and everything. You feel like you can conquer the world. And then by Tuesday, maybe Wednesday morning, it's just gone. The momentum vanishes.
Exactly. And what's the first thing we do? We beat ourselves up. I have no discipline. I'm so lazy. We immediately make it a deep personal character flaw.
That's the trap right there. And it's probably the biggest misconception we see. So today, let's talk about the truth about discipline that nobody really wants to hear. I think the core of the problem is that people think discipline is about brute force. It's about white-knuckling your way through something you absolutely hate doing day after day.
Or they think it's about motivation, like you're supposed to spring out of bed every single day, just bursting with excitement to do the hard thing. And that's just not how human beings work.
Right. Motivation is a fickle friend. It comes and goes with the weather. The challenging truth is that we're approaching it all wrong. We're treating discipline as a form of punishment.
That's it. We see it as deprivation. I had a client, a brilliant woman, a CEO of a major company. She wanted to start a daily meditation practice to manage her stress, and for months, she just couldn't stick with it. She kept saying, I just can't make myself sit there.
Can't make herself. The language says it all.
Exactly. We really dug into it, and for her, sitting still and doing nothing felt like being unproductive. Her entire identity was built on action, on achieving. So in her mind, stillness felt like failure. It was a punishment for not doing something more important.
That's such a powerful example. So it wasn't about the meditation at all. It was about the story she was telling herself about the meditation.
Completely. The real problem isn't that we lack willpower. It's that we're often trying to force a habit that our own nervous system sees as a threat or punishment. We are literally fighting ourselves.
So this brings us to the real shift, the perspective change. I believe we need to move from seeing discipline as punishment to seeing it as preparation, from force to structure. I have this metaphor I use with my clients. Discipline isn't the stick you use to beat yourself forward. It's the tracks you lay down for a train.
Oh, I like that. So the train is your energy, your intention.
Exactly. The train wants to go somewhere, but without tracks, it just spins its wheels in the mud, wasting fuel and going nowhere. The tracks don't create the energy of the train, they just channel it. They make the journey efficient and almost effortless. That's what good discipline is.
And to build on that, the internal shift is moving from self-criticism to self-compassion. This is the aha moment for so many people. True, sustainable discipline isn't about being harder on yourself when you fail. It's about being kind enough to yourself to get back up without judgment.
That's so true. That is everything.
I mean, think about it. If a little toddler falls down while they're learning to walk, you don't stand over them and scream, "You're so lazy, you have no discipline," right? You scoop them up and say, "Oops, that's okay, let's try again." Why are we so brutal to ourselves when we're learning something new?
Because we've been conditioned to believe that brutality is what works, that being hard on ourselves is the only path to achievement.
And it's the single biggest thing that sabotages our efforts. The shame spiral you feel after missing one day at the gym is infinitely more damaging than missing that one workout. The real internal shift is to start treating discipline as an act of self-respect. It's saying, I respect my future self enough to do this hard thing for them today.
Okay, so let's get really practical. Let's give people 3 things they can actually do this week to start building this new kind of discipline. My first one is to shrink the change. Make it ridiculously small.
The 2-minute rule.
Exactly. We say, I'm going to work out for an hour every day. That's a huge leap. Instead, the new habit is put on your gym clothes. That's it. The rule is you don't even have to go to the gym, but you must put the clothes on. What almost always happens is that once they're on, you feel like, well, I'm already here, and you do the thing. It removes the friction.
It lowers the barrier to entry so much. I love that. Okay, my turn. The second step is to link the habit to a value, not a goal.
Okay, tell me more.
So instead of a goal like, I need to lose 10 pounds, which is just a finite outcome, connect the action to a core value or identity. For example, I want to be a person who has energy to play with my kids. A goal has an endpoint, but a value is ongoing. So when it's time to work out, you ask yourself, what would a person who values their health and energy do right now? It changes the decision from a chore into an expression of who you want to be.
That completely reframes it. That's powerful. Okay, number 3, and this is crucial. You have to design for the dip.
You mean plan to fail?
Yes, you will fail. You will have a day where you're tired or sick or just don't feel like it. It's inevitable. So you plan for it. I call it a dip plan. If my plan is to do a full workout, but I'm exhausted, my dip plan is a 10-minute walk around the block. If my plan is to write 1,000 words, my dip plan is to write just one sentence. The point is not to be perfect. It's to not break the chain completely. It keeps the thread of momentum alive, and momentum is everything.
So, to everyone listening, please, please hear this. This is not about becoming a perfect, unbreakable robot. It's about being a human who is learning to work with your own nature, not constantly fighting against it. Some days you will feel on fire and crush it. And some days you'll just need to put your running shoes on and call that a victory. And both are valid.
That's it right there. If there's one mantra to hold on to from this conversation, let it be this. Discipline is the kindest form of self-love. It is not punishment. It's choosing what you want most over what you want now. And that is a profound act of care for your future self.
Beautifully said. Progress isn't a straight line. It's a messy, beautiful dance. Just be kind to yourself through it.
Always love exploring this stuff with you. You know, this brings up another crucial point we haven't touched on yet, the power of your environment. We often think of discipline as this internal, solo battle of willpower, but our surroundings play such a massive role in our success.
Same. And to everyone listening, hope this helped. Oh, absolutely. It's the concept of choice architecture, making the right choice the easy choice. For instance, if you want to eat healthier, you don't just rely on willpower to avoid junk food. You put the fruit bowl on the counter and hide the cookies in the back of the pantry. You're not fighting a battle every time you walk into the kitchen.
We'll see what we unpack next time. Exactly. Or if you want to read more, you leave a book on your pillow. If you want to drink more water, you have a full water bottle on your desk at all times. It's about designing a space where your desired habits are the path of least resistance. You're making discipline feel less like a struggle and more like the natural next step.
Talk soon. It goes back to your train tracks metaphor. Designing your environment is like clearing the tracks of debris. It ensures the train can run smoothly without having to constantly stop and start. It's a proactive form of discipline, setting up your future self for success instead of relying on in-the-moment motivation.
And it's not just the physical environment, is it? It's also our social environment, the people we surround ourselves with. If your friends are all training for 5K, it's a lot easier to stick to your running schedule. It's about creating accountability, not through pressure, but through shared experience and encouragement.